We need to talk about Superman. But first, take a look at this clip and tell me what you see.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. Good work.
How is Superman to work with?
He's fun.
Nice work, everybody. High fives.
Pause. Did you catch it? Let me explain. Back in November 2022, director James Gunn, known for his previous work putting together teams of unknown misfits, was tasked to reboot and produce the new DC universe. Hell of a task, I know. So he decided to start strong, with the most popular hero of all time, Superman. The plan is simple. Kinda. DC will start all over again, with new characters, a new story, and a new future. But the two questions in everyone's mind are, how is he gonna do this? And what if he f***s up? Don't worry, I'll tell you all about it. Going back to the clip I just showed you, we can see a Superman that is caring, nice, and most importantly, human. Now, let's check this other scene from Batman v Superman. See the difference? This is Zack Snyder's Superman. His plan was to show the audience a version of the character that was slightly more focused on the super than the man. This isn't much of a human, as it is a god. Especially on his appearances past Man of Steel. As most of us here, I really enjoyed watching Superman turn half of Metropolis into a pile of concrete while fighting Zod, and then dealing with his decision. It doesn't really matter, dude. It's a superhero movie. It's supposed to be cool, and it was, so shut up. To that I say, hell yes. But if you need to build an entire universe, you're gonna need a lot more than cool action scenes and a couple of Marthas saving the day.
Why did you say that name?
Enter James Gunn, who has decided to go for a rather different approach, focusing more on the human aspect of the character, the struggles he has to go through, and his journey as the world's most powerful being. He needs to be able to tell a story that both connects with the audience and makes us feel like the universe he's creating is worth our love and appreciation. Everything from the saturated colors, the comic-accurate suits, and the introduction of crypto screams family, something Gunn knows a lot about. Not to say it's a family movie, but it does have a clear aim for the brighter and sensitive side of the Superman story we're all familiar with. The S stands for hope. DC needs a dub, a big one, and most fans know this. For the last, 8 years, the DCEU has been on a bit of a downfall. With some good spikes and some terrible lows. Superman needs to change that. As fans, all we can really do right now is hope for this movie to actually give us something new and worth watching, without senseless jokes, disconnected stories, and unnecessary moments that lead to absolutely nowhere. Back in the Snyder days, with Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, and even the highly criticized Batman v Superman, rightfully so, we felt like everything was leading somewhere. Maybe a little too fast and a little too forced, but there was something there to follow. And we need that feeling back. For yesterday. As time went on, it all unfortunately started to crumble due to delayed projects and movie sequels nobody asked for. Just like I talked in my Thunderbolts video, releasing TV shows and movies that don't lead anywhere and are just made for a quick buck make people stop caring for the characters. Which is why at this point, the only solution was to reboot the entire universe and hope for the best. At the end of the day, people still care about the DC franchise, since it has some of the most iconic superheroes in the entire planet. They just need to figure out how to write them well. Something I strongly believe that James Gunn and his team can deliver on. So then, why Gunn? As I said earlier, James has directed 2 movies, where the plot revolved around a group of characters nobody cared about before he showed us the potential they had. Thanks to him is that I stand before the fact that every character has the potential to be great. It only needs good writing. This is the reason why the Guardians of the Galaxy, Suicide Squad, and even
The Thunderbolts
worked. So what about Superman? Everyone knows who he is. What do you need James Gunn for? Easy. New ones. How do you tell a story everyone already knows about? Simple. You don't. Skip the origin story and get right into showing us, not telling us, why should we care and even feel sorry for a being who cannot be harmed. The writers need to find a way to balance the strong, impenetrable, and godlike being that is Superman, with a nice, weak, and human side of Clark Kent. Neither Guardians of the Galaxy or the Suicide Squad had a character with powers even close to Superman, and they were still interesting. Gunn will be perfect then. He'll show us the powerless side of Clark Kent without Batman having to ask him if he bleeds or not.
Do you bleed? Huh?
Making people care. Bleeding isn't the only way to show someone's hurt. In the last trailer, we saw how Superman, despite helping others and doing his very best to protect the citizens of Metropolis, is getting tons of criticism and hatred. Just watch the clip.
Recently, you've come under a lot of fire for what some might.
It's a lot of fire.
It's a lot. Today, the Secretary of Defense said he was going to look into your actions.
My actions? I stopped a war.
In effect, you illegally entered a country. Did you consult with the president? You seemingly acting as a representative of the United States will cause more problems around the world.
And doing good. People were going to die.
Wait, why wouldn't he let them die then? Because he cares. And you like it or not, this makes him weak. But not in a bad way. This movie is for sure gonna show us a Superman that is very misunderstood, who tries to be good, but struggles to, who isn't adored like a god, but rather looked down upon the very people he fights to protect every day. But giving him human-like morals does help a lot with bringing him down to a level where we as an audience can understand and connect with him. So sure, we might not flinch if he gets thrown across 20 buildings, because we know he's gonna get back up. But we might just feel sorry for him when Metropolis turns against him, and we will also feel like we won when the world finally sees that the man who saved the day is the purest and most human soul of all. You might be wondering by this point, what about the other guys? Well, it's not entirely clear to me what purpose they'll serve in the movie apart from helping Superman, but however Gunn and his team handle them, he needs to make sure that they're not as forgettable as most of the characters in Black Adam. Out of all these, I mostly remember Dr. Fate because of how cool he was. And I seriously hope they do justice to characters like Mr. Terrific, Metamorpho, or Guy Gardner, who I'm not stoked to see, but I do like me some Green Lantern. Since the last time we saw one in action was... Oh, by the way, what if it flops? Well, we'd have kind of a problem in our hands. Just ask yourself, what if Iron Man failed back in 2008? Would they still have made the other movies? Or would they have dropped their plans and started over again? Or not even start at all? It's hard to say, but at least we can be sure that DC Studios would be in a bit of a pickle. Because they have a lot of plans for the future that might have to suffer changes if Superman doesn't take off as expected. Pun totally intended. But let's hope for the best, shall we? Let's all just take a look at the weird S in this handsome man's chest and hope that him and Gunn deliver a Superman movie that embraces this classic idea of the most influential superhero to ever exist. With underwear and everything. Please subscribe.